Hello, hello, lovelies. This is your weekly dose of light. This is a new series that I'm starting this year to bring you inspiration, of course, light language to activate you, to support you as we move through this journey this year. Each year brings through a different flavor of our journey, requiring us to step up to that next level, become our next self, I should put it that way. Arandoya shiti ak arneti soromo nashera ak aretia. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to this week's dose of light. For those of you who are new to me on my channel, my name is Abigail Mensah-Bonsu. I work with women who are ready to go on a journey to remember who they are. And not just remember, but also embody the fullness of who they are. I help them anchor deep into their well of divine power. I help them connect to their higher self and the divine team. I activate them on a cellular level, DNA level, so that they can remember who they really are. I love what I do. And this weekly dose of light is something I started doing this year to channel messages as well as light language to support you through the week. This year is definitely it feels a bit intense. I mean, I feel like we've been in this energy for a while, but this year feels different because we are starting to operate in this new energy that we're not used to. And there's a lot of the old that needs to go. And so we're seeing the crumbling and we're seeing the building as well, the building of the new. But that transition, that in between, it's really activating the visionaries within us, and those who are here to be the visionaries to step forward and share those visions of what is possible. Because once we break down what does not work, we need the people who can see what works to step forward and begin to share it so that we can build that. Right. So there's a lot going on. And if you are finding yourself going deep into yourself, into your psyche, into your, doing shadow work, discovering who you are. You're not alone. We're all in this in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, welcome. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed last week's dose of light and the message that came through. Thank you to all of you who send me messages sharing how the channeled messages and the light language, how it blessed you. Thank you. I love hearing that. So keep sharing them with me. I love hearing that. This week we're starting it's like a new month, which is a new energy because each month has its own energy. So March was the month of relationships, and also the aspect of the self that was being activated was the conscious self. And now we're moving into April. April is very fiery. It's where, spring energy steps forward, that fullness of spring energy, that fire really comes up, right? And we can feel that within ourselves and also in the earth that we stand on. We can see this in your garden, in your backyard, you can see plants starting to come alive. Well, the same thing is happening within us. It's very interesting that, those who celebrate Easter's around this time. It's like the resurrection. Resurrection is the theme across the board, right? Whether you're spiritual, whether you're religious, you see this in nature. You feel this within yourself. Spring is that energy of waking up, waking up from the deep slumber from the winter, waking up from the deep slumber of winter, right? So there's that resurrection energy that happens. And Aries season is also part of April, which is bringing in that intense solar power to just boost us up. But here's the thing, here's the kicker. And actually, before I get there, let's talk about the energy of April. April is the month of blossoming, which we see it with spring, right? But this energy is activating the sensitive self, right? The sensitive aspect of ourselves. This is the aspect of ourselves that honors his or her intuition, really trust his or her gut feeling. This is what I mean by sensitive self, the compassion, the compassionate person, the empathic person, the part of us that is in tuned to our inner realms and also the spiritual realm, and how we interact with that, how we bridge those two into our physical reality, right? So that's what I'm talking about, the sensitive self. So this blossoming of energy is activating this aspect of the self. So I was talking about the kicker. Mercury retrograde begins this week. We've been in the shadow period for a while because we know with every retrograde, we have that shadow period a week before and a week after the actual retrograde. So we've been feeling it. If you've already it's been feeling like Mercury retrograde, yeah, that's the shadow period. But now this week, we are we are going to be dancing with the beautiful Mercury retrograde. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I keep telling you Mercury retrograde is not something to be afraid of. It is something to honor. Any retrograde, all the planetary retrogrades, the cosmic, retrogrades that happen, they're actually an invitation for us to step back and reevaluate and look at things and slow down. With Mercury, it's about slowing down. So here we are in the energy of fire, of the solar, like just a lot of energy flowing in. And then Mercury comes in and said, whoa, slow down. We need to chill a little bit because we got to look at things. We got to review some things. We got to make sure that we are putting the energy where it needs to be. We have to make sure that we will be creating what it is that we really want to create in our lives. Because Mercury governs the intellect, the mind, when it goes retrograde, guess what? Have you ever wondered where it's like, oh my gosh, it's like my brain is shut off. Yeah, because what that invitation is, Mercury is like, I'm gonna shut this off. Actually, it's not even shutting it off. It's like I'm gonna allow the mind to go on vacation. And what we really want is that we want the heart to lead. Mercury retrograde is helping us to practice what it's like to allow your heart to lead. This part also connects with the month's energy of the activation of the sensitive aspect of ourselves. What is it like? What would it be like if you allow your heart to lead? Who is your sensitive self? Who is your intuitive self? What does that even mean to you? This is all, it's beautiful, right? I just love it. I love Mercury retrograde. If you are certain, I'm going to give you this tip. The people who have the easiest way through Mercury retrograde, actually any retrogrades, are the ones who are listening to the invitation. So, for example, with Mercury retrograde, the invitation is to allow the mind to take vacation and allow the heart to step forward and lead the way. You kind of have no choice. Because whether you like it or not, the mind is like, I'm taking vacation. I'll be back. I've been working too hard. I'll be back. And so, in this point here, you have a choice to allow the heart to do what it needs to do, to step forward and take a seat where the heart needs to be. Or you can try to fill in and try to do what the mind does, right? Which this is where the glitches come from. Your mind glitches, right? Your life glitches, your car glitches, computer, cell phone, right? When you experience these glitches, I'm going to call them glitches. When you experience these, like your phone breaking, all that technical technology stuff not working right, it is your invitation. The invitation is, hey, this is not working. Pause. Like time out. Time out. Like you need to stop. You need to take a step back and you need to do something else. If I forget, and trust me, yes, I do forget. especially when I'm in like really in something, like I'm doing something I love, I'm deep in it. Have you ever, like when you're working on something you're really passionate about and it's just like, it's so fun, you don't even realize that you're overworking? Yeah. When I'm in that state, it's harder. Sometimes I forget. And for example, like if I'm using my camera, like if how I'm recording right now, all of a sudden it's not working. My, like my mic is not working, my video is not working. I could be frustrated at that time, but like I need to get this done, or this is what I do. I will stop the video and I'll say, all right, I'm listening. I'm sorry. What should I do? And it's not like I'm asking the universe. It's about you. You need to ask yourself. I will tune into my body. What is it that I need to do at this time? But I also have my divine guides. Thank you. They will tell me. I've been working with them for a long time. This is part of that sensitive self, cultivating the sensitive self. I've been doing that for a long time that it's just easy for me, right? So they will come in and be like, hey, you need to go draw. You need to go color. You need to go hang out with your son and just be silly or go take a nap. And I need to follow that because if I don't, guess what? That computer is not going to be fixed. So usually I'll be like, hey, I hear you. And then I'll call Archangel Michael because, when it comes to technology, he will fix it. If you haven't tried it, try it before, try it. So I'll be like, Archangel Michael, I need your help. I'm going to go do what I need to do. Can you come and make sure that this computer and microphone doesn't break? And I'll go do it. And by the time I come back and I try it again, guess what? Everything is working. So this works because I'm able to recognize the invitation. What is the invitation? You have to dive in yourself and ask. And you have to be open to your divine team, which we all have our own divine teams. They consist of crystals, plant spirit, animal spirit, ancestors, archangels, angels, masters of light, goddesses. Like seriously, we have numerous amounts of guides who came to this planet with us to help us through this lifetime. We didn't come here alone. Spiritually, we have so much help. And if you learn to tune into that and lean into that support, you'll be amazed how smooth life can go. Now, that is not to say that you're not going to have your bumps. But what that means is that when you have your bumps, guess what? It's not just you trying to wrap your head around whatever that is, trying to fix it, no, it's all of a sudden, your higher self comes in with something that solves the problem. you know, it just is beautiful. Or one of your guides specializes in that exact problem and comes in and steps in and helps you to release, to heal, whatever it is that you need to. So leaning into your higher self is non-negotiable. If you still haven't connected to your higher self by this time, you will before the year is over. I think I talked about this a lot before we stepped into the fifth dimension energy. That is one of the requirements in operating the fifth dimensional energy. You have to embody your higher self. You have to be one with your higher self. Your higher self is you, the part of you that is anchored and connected into the divine. It is your divine self. It's the part of you that you return to after you're done with your lifetimes. It's the part of you that never dies. It's the part of you that is always in tuned and connected and has all the answers that you need to move through each lifetimes. If you have not connected to your higher self, it is time. And guess what? I can help you do that. So send me a message. I would love to do that. I love it. Right? And then through the higher self, you open up to your team. You also get to know your team. Who are your team members? These are beings that chose to come here with you from the time you were born all the way to when you leave. And some of these team members have always been with you. Like even after you leave, they're still with you because they're family, they're soul family members. And others come in and leave, day by day or month by month or year by year. I'm telling you, there's so many beings of love, of divine love and light who came in with you to support you. And when you see this, when you feel this, when you experience this, you realize very quickly that everything that you are experiencing, all the hardships, all the good stuff, but everything that you experience, and you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. We didn't come to do this experience alone. The divine knows that this school is hard. You know, this Earth program is almost like a doctor's level program. Not many souls choose to come on this planet. Many souls rather go to other planets that are easy. It's more like vacation for them. And so, there's a theory that the souls that choose to come to Earth are master souls, because it takes that type of mastery to be able to navigate this density with all its challenges. And here you are. So please give yourself a break, okay? You are doing the best you can. But remember that you are a master. You are a master of your craft. If you didn't think you could do this, you wouldn't have chosen to be here. You would have chosen to be on one of the vacation planets or realities, actually planets, right? Or you'd have stayed with the divine and just chilled, right? You chose to come here to excel your soul, to grow. And because of that, you came here with a whole team, because it requires that many to assist you, right? And this team will cheer you on, will heal you, will love you, will hold you, will move you forward, will move in front of you if you allow them to clear your path for you, to let you know if there's something coming, and also how to move through that. It's quite a beautiful, beautiful thing that we have. And most people, the sad part is that most people don't even recognize that. Most people don't even know who their higher selves are and who their team, who are their divine support, and how they're here to support them. It's one of the things that I do for my clients, and it shocks them every time. It's like, oh my gosh, why didn't I know this? It would have helped me out so much on my path. It's okay if you're listening to this and you're like, I still don't know my higher self or my divine team. This is your wake-up call. It is time. And perhaps you have been feeling them around. You know they're there, but maybe you haven't put in that much energy and consciousness to it, or awareness to it. It is time. It's time. It is time. Again, if you need help connecting and anchoring this wisdom, this is what I do. This is part of what I do. My mission is anchoring heaven on earth, which means that helping you to discover your divinity as human. So you're bridging those two, divine and human, so you can navigate this experience as one. It's a whole different ball game when you get to walk on this planet as one. It doesn't mean that the challenges disappear. They're there because we're here for that soul growth. But it means that now we have all these tools available to us that can help us move through it, that can help us move through whatever comes our way, that can help us sleep peacefully at night and not have to worry too much, that can help us lighten our weight, the weight that we feel on our shoulders and our bodies, on our hearts. Help us to heal our bodies, our minds, our hearts, right? We have so much tools. So yes. How will you honor the sensitive self this week? Karas at anakia toro oromoetia nak arindi se ea taraya. How are you going to honor the sensitive self, your sensitive self this week? Perhaps for you, The first step is asking, who is my sensitive self? And how is he or she like? And just listening to this aspect of yourself. Perhaps for you, it's just awakening to the awareness that there's so much more to you than you thought there was. Perhaps for you, it's about starting to trust your gut feeling, your intuition. Perhaps for you, it's about following the guidelines or the guidance of your intuitive hits. Trusting your intuition, trust in your spiritual gifts. Trust in your spiritual gifts. You know what your spiritual gifts are, or have you put them in the box? And that's the other thing. We have Mercury retrograde really slowing us down so that we can anchor this wisdom, right? But the other part is also the eclipse season that we're in. We had, it started with the full moon in Libra, and we're still in until the next eclipse, which will be in the new moon, with the new moon, right? So the eclipse is like, let's go deep. Let's dive into that deepest part of the ocean to retrieve whatever it is that we need to retrieve. Or maybe to open up some boxes or to open up some doors. Remember last week we did that, the house of, what did I say? The house of self-meditation, where you went into the house that represents who you are and opening the doors or discovering the doors of who you are, the different parts of you. And perhaps one door has been closed for a long time and you've been afraid to go in there because you forgot what's in there. And you think there's some monster in there, when in reality, it's a part of you that is ready to be seen, ready to be seen, ready to be heard, ready to be loved, ready to be reintegrated. If you need help with that, go back to last week's dose of light and listen to that. I brought through the meditation there to guide you, and then also the light language will support you. So take a deep breath in, close your eyes, drop your awareness into your heart, really breathing into that heart space, seeing that bright light illuminate and grow bigger and bigger as you breathe into your body, as you breathe into your heart. And this one, I'm getting that if you want to sit and receive it, great. But if you'd like to lie down and receive it, go for it. I'm hearing the word surrender. Surrender. And I think this is preparing you to navigate through Mercury retrograde. We're in Mercury retrograde for a while, right? I mean, it's like how many weeks? Right? Like 2-3 weeks. And we're navigating Mercury retrograde. So surrender into that flow. What that will look like is going to be different for everybody. So I believe the light language that will be coming through will be helping you to do that. So to start practicing, go ahead and lie down. Go ahead and lie down and just receive. Open your heart, open yourself up to receive the light frequency that is coming through to support you this week. Karene sara andaria poria choromo mono korea shitia nakara nanea moro moe shiara ranaya shoro moya mek era ta saye daranea moro morikia kia shoro moya. Keep breathing into your heart, breathing into your body. Stay within your heart and keep it open as you are receiving this light language. Korene sera naya taranaya moro more shidia nakia saria noro moya haria shoro nea shidia nanekia shoro menia karanda dea moria shira nandea shoro goro no shidia tikiara tararana Naranai toro no shoro moenia makia shera natara moro no poro mornia tarsia tara koroye yatia moya shiti Wurnashitia nakia. Horoshitia tiana nakaria sho. Shitia nakaria shoro moitia karnia. Noro soria kia dea arenia. Take a deep breath into your body, into your heart. And out. I see all of you surrounded by your divine team. Go ahead and open up to either see, sense, or feel them. Welcoming them. Welcoming them with gratitude. Thanking them for showing up for you. And simply observe. Observe who they are, who shows up, and how they look like, how they feel. Take some time to get to know them. There you go. Know that you are surrounded by divine light and divine love. You're anchored to heaven and earth, and you are safe. These beings that are coming through are ones that are in alignment with the divine heart and your heart. It is safe for you to get to know these beings of light and support who are here for you, uniquely for you. Also, your higher self is the one orchestrating this. So see, sense, or feel your higher self drop within your heart now. Shokore nakia tatara moya. Moya nakia nanea. Nanea shora aranaya. Te ashoro moya naya korea. Korea shitiaranea. Uruyetia saaranea. Nea shoro ya nea te toro ko ya tia nasaya kia woro moye tia na kia tarasa moye shetia na karendetea asheri woro moshia. Breathe into your heart, open up to receive this blessing. Are ahoro mo okia te shiro moye tia arenea. Daidina Rashia Noro Moyatea. Go ahead and place one hand or both hands on your heart and receive this blessing. I actually see one of your guides, either a guide or even your higher self, placing their hand on your heart and speaking these words to you. So receive this blessing now. Oriniatina karinda arenia. Monini sitia shoro moina akaranda. Monikia shora akaranda hietia. Moro shkoria titara chormoya. Maetia aro moya nanyara ro. Shukaria soto mokoria moya shidiar dono kora ash e denesia. Take a deep breath in and hold the breath at the top to just anchor, lock, and seal this transmission of light on every level of your being, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically now. Go ahead and exhale if you haven't yet. Take another deep breath in, hold it at the top, and out slowly. Paisho make tatara karendo. Daresho dera saria karanda. Doro koya dia ar. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. Yari tu soromoya. De shoromoya. Ne shoro orondo kia. And so it is. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Hmm. Beautiful. It is done. It is done. It is done. All right, my dears. Thank you. Thank you for receiving this week's dose of light. Go ahead and listen to it as many times as you need. Remember, these light language transmissions and channeled messages are timeless. Whenever you listen to it, it will serve you to the highest good. So enjoy it. And if you know anybody who needs the support, please send them. Share this transmission with them. I would, yeah, it would be a blessing to see this transmission reach more people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, enjoy. Happy Mercury retrograde.